Hello everybody. How you guys doing today? Tune in and do physics revisions or like homework. How's your day going? Could be better, but we're here, you know. Rob, what's up everyone? Happy sussy Sunday. Very sussy Sundays. Alex, I have decided to build my fossil alongside you. Not looking forward to the shipping cost. Wait, I've decided to build my fossil with you? Wait, you're shipping it to... Oh, you're shipping it to me, Fried? I'd be glad to do it, dude. Yeah, I don't know. I think it might be a little expensive, but yeah, happy Mother's Day to any mothers here. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Sussy Sunday as well. Matt, is that the thing from Dune? Did you get to see the photograph of the Aurora Borealis? Nope, didn't get to do any of that. Unfortunately, I don't know. I feel like I've been a bit under the weather yesterday because I was just really tired. Like my body was kind of aching. Today I feel much better. I think I just needed sleep or something. I wanted to do some stuff like that yesterday, but honestly, I was struggling to even like keep myself up straight, dude. I don't know. I was tired yesterday, dude. So then I ended up falling asleep watching a movie yesterday in bed because I don't know. You know when you're just like your body's just like giving up, bro? That was basically me yesterday, but I love how Southern Ontario keeps getting screwed over when it comes to these events because it always happens to be cloudy. Yeah, I mean, yesterday too, it was really terrible outside. I don't know. Honestly, like, I don't know what it is about Toronto lately, but the weather has just been so shit. And I think the last like 2 years, it's been the worst I've ever seen it. And it's really it's just affecting like, this sounds crazy, but I feel like it affects everything, dude. It affects like mood, just like general happiness. We get like 2 sunny days, like a month now, I swear to God. Come to Ohio? Is it better there? Haven't watched your streams in a while, glad to be back. What's up, NCF? How you doing, man? I've been using the scooped F and J keys and it's growing on me, but I have to get used to the extra curve. I think it reminds me of your desk. What the fuck? Damn, dude, that's crazy. While I make my way to Toronto. Oh, are you coming into the city? Just finished my Antipode Lilith. Oh, that's a very, very nice keyboard. Have you done anything from them recently? Yeah, we did, oh God, what is it called now? The Numa. We did the Numa recently. Come to Spain. Speaking of Spain, we're doing a Spanish keyboard today from Eloquent. They're based in Spain. Come to Norway. Summer's finally here. Yeah, if only I could travel. Unfortunately, kind of get stuck at your desk doing work. It's really hard to take time off.
Happy Sunday.
T16, thank you so much for the tier 1 for 38 months, bro. I appreciate you. Finally gonna take some photos. I've been bored as hell this week. Is it nice today? Honestly, I think I'm just personally burnt out of taking photos with cloudy skies because I wanted to go today as well, but I watched a vlog of a couple that moved away from Toronto and they said they didn't know how bad Toronto was until they got away. Like in what sense? Like weather-wise? Dude, you know, I don't mean to like complain about the city that I live in, but I just feel like weather-wise it's awful lately. Like I just feel like it's so damn expensive lately. Like it's just, I don't know how people enjoy living in this city. Like unless you're part of the uber wealthy, you know? Like I don't get how people enjoy living here. And I've lived here all my life, so glad to build the Chroma from Eloquent. Spanish market getting bigger. This is a very interesting project. It is one that I think a lot of people can maybe really get behind. So this is going to be the Chroma from Eloquent. We'll talk about it here in a second. With the Antipode collab, weather, people, parking, smells. Yeah, that too, true. The air as well is terrible. It's everywhere, Alex. Same thing here in Pittsburgh. Yeah, truth be told, guys, I think it's just really getting to me. Like, you know, everything just kind of gets thrown in your face with like just these bigger price tags constantly. And it's just like, you start to feel very small in comparison to all this stuff. Like, and then I still think social media is like the bane of all of this shit too. Everywhere you look, it's just people flaunting how good they have it, you know? But it is what it is, I guess. Would seeing a giant red panda change your mind about Toronto? Oh, is that in the zoo right now? $10 lettuce was a big one too. Jesus Christ, $10 lettuce. I live in a field. I must be taking it for granted. I don't know, man. Life's crazy. We gotta, I guess, be grateful for what we have, but for everything we have, I guess. Yeah, exactly. Turning Red reference? Oh, yeah. That was a pretty good little... Is that a full-length movie or is it a short film? I can't remember now. But it doesn't go nearly as far. Rob, a lot of people feel the same way, man. I can go into town, name everyone I see, and tell you who their father is. For which one, buddy? Disney/Pixar movie? Was it a movie or was it a full-length movie? I don't remember now. I started watching Godzilla yesterday, the -1. And then, oh my god, dude. I'm not gonna lie, I started it so late at night. It was so good. And then I was kind of nodding off in bed, and I had to turn it off and pause it. But I'm like, I really want to get back to watching it because it was so good. But yeah, I was so tired. I was so burnt out yesterday. I think yesterday was like needed sleep, dude. What did you watch it on? Just my laptop. G1 is incredible. What's up, crew? We doing Sussy Sunday? Well, I mean, if you guys want. Tiny ass town, often bumped into someone I know at the local gas station. Honestly, that kind of sounds fun though. Gojira -1. It's really good. Like I strongly recommend it. Plex, I think. Fred. All right. Oh, okay. I haven't actually unboxed this, but I just saw a peek of the color. So this is the Chroma by Eloquent. Just a little heads up. We'll talk more about life stuff here in a bit, but this is a fairly priced keyboard. It's going to be different EU prices because I believe VAT. I still don't quite understand the whole VAT thing, but I guess I have to learn about that stuff, which I will on my own time. But we'll talk about this in US dollars. This is going to start at $179. And then there is going to be a few different versions and variants with this keyboard. So it's going to have like a GMK bundle, which will be $320, which is kind of like your fully built bundle. And then there's also Cerakoted versions, which should cost a little bit more, as well as a wireless PCB. So $179. Guys, before you guys come for me, plus shipping. I don't know what shipping is going to be, okay? It's collected at purchase compared to Canada, which is during checkout. Yeah, so the VAT version, the European version, might seem like it's more expensive, just as an FYI, but I think that is included in the price. Again, I'm not like an expert on those things, but that's the way it seems like it works. The budget boards have been going wild lately. And the nice thing about this board too is Eloquent, I think, is doing a pre-order first, but this is going to be in stock. And they're also vowing to make this like a long-term project, which is something that I think matters a lot for people. Hear me out. The reason why I think this being more of like a long-term project is because you'll probably have more support for this going forward. And maybe even some new things, like who knows, maybe they'll decide to make like a different weight system or just something crazy like that. The GMK edition, I don't know which particular keycaps it comes with or what options. It just says a set of keycaps. I'm guessing whatever Eloquent carries, but it's going to be like a GMK. It's called the GMK Complete Edition. So just so you guys are aware. From the pictures, it looks like they put, is this Monokai material? I think it's Monokai, or yeah, I think it is. And then we got some different types of PCBs. I think another thing that might interest some people is wireless versions of this. I don't know if we have the wireless PCB today, nor do I really have great ways to check wireless stuff. I don't really like wireless myself. I'm not really a wireless keyboard kind of guy. In fact, I'm actually demoing another keyboard that's very like heavy into wireless, and the battery died one time in my week of testing, and I'm just like already plugged it in. I'm just leaving the plug in. So the price of the GMK edition, it's gonna be $320. $320 plus whatever shipping is. I'm not sure what shipping is gonna be. I got my Salvation as a main, but my new cheaper keyboards have been going insane. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. There's gonna be a lot that's in the case, but just so you guys are aware, this is a prototype. This is also a sponsored stream. Obviously, everything's going to be kept professional and honest. I don't also have all the final stuff with me today, so most of my stuff will be in things like this. This is how I will be presenting the keyboard, but there should be a box and I believe a hard shell case, or just a carrying case of some sort, just so you guys know. We'll see if we do the Sunday photo thing. Honestly, like, I think today I might have something I need to get to right after stream, so... Oh shit, maybe I should have cut this open before I didn't think this one here through. Maybe I have to go get my scissors, but we'll see. We shall see. Now there's gonna be some cool Cerakote editions too. I don't think we're demoing the Cerakote one today, but there's some interesting... You can see that we got yellow, which I already know what everyone's going to suggest as a keycap set. All right. It's a good way to open this. I can't. Yeah, I know. Me neither. All right. Let's open this bad boy up. All hail the mighty Greg. By the way, this is the weight, and I think the weight looks so pretty. Like, they did a great job keeping the price like at a good, I'd say like a great price point. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that, Random, for a tier 2 for 7 months. It's a nice looking weight. Like it has like a cool pattern to it. The machining's really well done too. I don't know if it comes off well on the camera, but look at that. Look how nice the machining is on this. Even down to the sides where they kind of have these like little gaps. It's all very consistent, which I think it is just, you know, it exudes more of like a premium aspect of the board without that super premium price point. So good for them, man. I'm happy. That's worth $100 alone. Yeah, and that might be where some of the cost is. We have an aluminum plate with us. Again, this is going to be an O-ring build. So, oh, I have a few switches I prepped last night for you guys too while I was, you know, chilling in my room here. Then we have our PCB. Now, I don't know if this is going to be the final color, but I kind of hope so because green PCBs are awesome. And I feel like, you know, they're the best color PCBs in my opinion. They're the best ones. There's going to be a few different options too for PCBs. So if you guys are interested in that, there's more information I believe on. Actually, I don't know if it's on their official website, but it might be on my little guide. I can go over some of the PCB options too. But the hot swap PCB option does have ISO support. The plate has ISO. That's fantastic. We've been seeing less and less people support both with their hot swap PCBs, which is sucky. This is going to be a fixed 7U for this guy, but lots of different options regardless of the bottom row. So awesome to see that too. Eloquent clicks. They got some of the pattern on the PCB. Nice little touch. Damn. Very, very nice. I guess that's the maker things there. Those who dare to win. Cool. Nice little green PCB. ISO support from an EU vendor. Sometimes you'd be surprised, man. No step caps? There is step caps. Wait, is there? Yeah, there is. Step caps. The only thing you don't get with this is your 6.25U if you're interested in that. But I don't know if the case is also win keyless. We'll see today. Let me move this to this side, the weight. Can you tell me about your bottom row? What the? But how have you guys been? How's life been for you guys? Treating you well, I hope. I believe this is just the accent piece on the board, which I'll show you guys as well. So I mean, it does have a little accent too, very reminiscent of like what Mode does with their thinner accents. But again, for like $179, that's fantastic. And then we have the case itself. Oh, they already have a weight on this too. Oh, that's interesting. So they sent 2 to demo. Let's take a look. Yeah, this should be a really fun build today. Now, this is a prototype, remember. So if we do see some like internal scuffs and stuff, like I do see some internal scuffs on the inside here, and I want to chalk this up to this just being a prototype. And there's also some little bubbles here from, I'm guessing this is a Cerakote unit. But really, really, really bright yellow, Jesus. Interesting way they have this assembled too. So again, just to point it out, there is scuffs here, and I would like to see, obviously, this kind of stuff a little bit more improved. I don't foresee this being on a final version. And then we have our feet, their adhesive feet on the bottom, and then the weight. And I like how they actually... Oh, that's interesting. They have the accent in the front, which is actually really pretty. That way there you can at least stare at it while you're typing. So that's pretty cool too. Very, very nice. Although... does this color work with the yellow? I'm not too sure. Maybe we swap out the weight color here. Because I feel like this and the yellow slightly clash. It's a lot of yellow. It's a fun color though, for real. I mean, how often do you see colors like this? Oh jeez, that's loud. Looks like meat and bananas. I'd buy this board for the weight alone. I don't dig the color weight though. I mean, yeah, you get options with that. That's the beautiful thing. I'm assuming they have this here, so in case this maybe binds to the actual case itself, you can push it through. Burnsy, what's up, man? Damn, it's a nice happy Mother's Day, everyone. Happy Mother's Day, everyone. We don't want too many renders for this, so those prototypes are heavily built up. Excuse the scuffness. All solved for production. Thank you, Eloquent. But I mean, dude, we'll ignore those. But dude, this is pretty nice here. Burn, thank you so much for the 5 tier 1s, dude. You have to use Night Runner on this. Actually, I'd prefer using Night Runner over Greg today. So, and then for bezel thickness, it's a pretty standard one. It's not going to have like the super thin bezels like you see on something like the Ori. But I would say this is pretty standard fare. It looks pretty even across the board. Actually, the sides look a little thinner than the forehead and chin. But again, really awesome how you can actually see the accent on this, which is pretty fun. You don't really get to see that accent too often in some of the other boards, right? The ones that kind of hide it underneath. So kind of cool. It gives you some more customizable options there. Very, very cool. Love this weight though. Love it. This thing looks fantastic. I am going to switch it to the other, I think to the brass. I think that's going to be the first order of things that we do today. I forgot to get the stabs out today. Okay. So with that being said, it's also going to be an O-ring build, which I mentioned to you guys. And then for switches, I'm not sure what we're going to do today. Here's the O-ring, by the way. Would you guys want marshmallow switches? I filmed and lubed them. Or would you guys want vintage cherry MX Blacks? Totally up to you guys what you guys want to see. I picked 2 switches today as options simply because they're 2 that I trust with O-ring builds. I've used marshmallows. They're really great. Albeit, I think the marshmallow stock springs are a little heavy for my liking these days, but they still sound great. And then vintage cherry blacks. The only caveat to the cherry blacks is the batch I have is super, super scratchy. So listen to this. They're going to sound great, but marshmallows... Yeah, we can do marshmallows for this. I feel like the marshmallows is much more of like a pleasant tone. Yeah, they're a scratchy batch of switches, which I think maybe we save for something else. But cool. Now that we have all that down, do the boring MX Blacks on aluminum. They're not boring, meme god, please. That's too scratchy for me, to be honest. They're pretty damn scratchy. The cops are coming in to stop those vents from being used. Yeah, I know, for real, dude. MX Blacks on vowels. Wait, on vowel marshmallows on consonants? Oh, you're saying just use them like separately? Oh my gosh. The good old crapshoot of getting Vint Blacks. Yes, sometimes you get really scratchy ones. Like I'm actually doing a batch for a client, and the ones I'm doing for the client are really nice. They're like perfect in the middle. My own personal batch, you know, I don't mind the really scratchiness, but sometimes you luck out and you get like the middle ones that are really, really pleasant. Sometimes you...
Alexotos.
Clark, thank you so much for the prime. I appreciate it, dude. How'd you get your marshmallows to not ping? I didn't actually notice any pinging from my... and I've lubed another batch not too long ago for a client, and I didn't notice any pinging either. Even in stock form. Do marshmallows normally ping? If so, I'm not like crazy aware of that, but... Lucilios? No, I have not. I have not used those. Did I get unlucky? I mean, I don't want to say you got unlucky because I haven't heard any reports of them. I mean, maybe they have. I don't know. I don't really follow marshmallows too often. Or, sorry, I don't buy them too often. Like, I know how they sound because I have them in a few of my builds that are like forever builds in quotations, but I'm going to build this in a standard manner because I'm feeling like being kind of basic today. So we're going to do standard, everything. Just popping to say hi. Hope you're all have a great stream. Hi, Platey. I'll see a bunch of you guys this upcoming Saturday as well. Dude, my hands are really dry today. Where do you buy your switches from? So it depends. I try to shop within Canada to save on shipping and taxes. Sorry, not taxes, fees. But it really depends. The haircut got me feeling types of ways. Thanks, Scotty. Thanks, man. I hope you're having a good day today, bro. Depends. Like, I would say the majority of switches that I get these days I actually do buy from the States. Actually, I've been shopping a lot at Dane Keebs and Divinity. Alex committed tax evasion. That's not exactly how that works, but you know what, Yoshi? Did I catch the Aurora? No, I didn't. Honestly, yesterday I had to do some other stuff and errands and I don't know. Just stuff that's not fun to me. So yesterday was a fill in my day with that kind of stuff. Florian, thank you so much for the 5 tier ones. I appreciate it. Thank you, dude. I really appreciate that, man. I hope you're having a great day. It means a lot. Thank you so much, dude. What's up? Did you guys catch the Aurora yesterday? I saw everyone posting photos. Like I said, I was also a little bit under the weather yesterday. So I just kind of like... How can I word this? I didn't just stay home, but like there was a few things in which I just opted to not do because I was insanely tired. The only thing I actually did yesterday was I lubed 210 switches. So that was the extent of stuff I did. That's all I could really mentally keep myself doing was just switches. You poor soul. I put some Aurora pictures. I saw them all. I was looking through it this morning. Dane posted a few. Everyone posted some. Yeah, I watched 2 movies while I was doing them. And dude, you know when you catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror? Yesterday, while I was walking around the place here, I looked in the mirror really quick, and you know when you just look really tired? And I was even struggling to get up yesterday. My body just felt kind of sore, and I'm just like, dude, what is with me right now? And I looked at myself in the mirror, I'm like, bro, I look tired. And then last night when I fell asleep, I don't know why. I was having problems sleeping at first, and then I just kind of passed out randomly. But I think I ended up getting 9 hours of sleep, which is kind of unusual for me. But dude, it felt good, bro. I did wake up later than I wanted to. I wanted to do something this morning, but it's called getting old, my G. No, I'm gonna be honest, Banana. Normally, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty active. I can do all that stuff. It was just yesterday, and I don't want to say I felt sick, because I didn't feel the typical symptoms. But you know when your body starts to feel a little bit sick? It's weird. It almost felt like a 1/10 of what the COVID body sores. I don't know if you guys got that kind of stuff, but when you feel that's what it felt like, but only for yesterday. And today I feel perfect. That's what it felt like, and that's why I'm like, dude, was I getting sick? So I wasn't sure. That's when I start chugging vitamin C and zinc. Well, luckily today I feel a lot better. Luckily. Also, I have lube. Is becoming an old man? Hell no, dude. Also, some other life updates, I guess. Wait, that's your body telling you to get some rest? Well, I think maybe that's probably what it was too. Maybe I'm just tired. Less than 3 Mr. Toes? Thanks,
Less
dude.
than 3 Mr. Toes. Any switch recommendations for a moon tower on Elu?
You know, KTT switches are pretty nice for that. Believe it or not, and this is a switch I normally don't love, alpacas, JWK switches. Alpacas on Moon Tower sound genuinely pretty nice. It has this nice bubbly kind of sound. Alternatively, you could just go with the standard. My favorite new standard with what's it called? O-ring, which is Gatorun Milky Yellows. Those are fantastic. Last time I had a cold, my body knew the day before. Next day, boom, full on sick. Yeah, it's weird, right? No, what did he write about them? Was it a good or bad review? I like my KTT switches. Although I only used one batch recently. I think I'm completely out of KTT switches. There are rumors that HMX is associated with KTT or a sub-brand. I have no idea if it's actually true. Yeah. I think I've heard that before. I don't know why. That sounds so familiar. Does it matter too much at the end of the day? I'm not too sure. I don't know if anyone would be affected by that. But Alex in chat Do you know if there are any websites where I can get Blender models for custom keyboards? I'm not too familiar. I don't know. I'm not really that into like that scene of stuff. So that'd be a little out of my my wheelhouse of knowledge, I guess. HMX borrows molds from KTT. Oh. The article was about Geon Raptor, but yeah, he talked about the relationship between KTT and HMX. I got some KTT roses a while ago. I just haven't had a board to put them in. Okay, so I mean that's interesting to know. I mean KTT molds are fantastic. At least from my experience, they're fantastic.
Halo.
Hello, King. How you doing, man? Hope things have been well on your end. Thanks for 4 months of being here, bro. Either they're the same company or they share molds at some level. Yeah, I kind of agree with Keyboard Dad at this point. Like, I don't know how much, like, even if that was a company-wide secret, like, I don't know if that affects my opinion, you know? Like, unless there's some sort of corporate, you know, shenanigans going on where they're doing something, like, super illegal or morally corrupt, but I don't know if it affects my opinion at all. Just interesting? Yeah, I guess it is kind of interesting. I mean, it makes sense too in a lot of ways, you know, that people would share some of that stuff. Yeah, they're both great. Like the molds for everything are both great. I know some people say that HMX switches sound thin, and I don't disagree. There are certain models of the HMX switches that sound thin. Like the Hyacinths aren't really my thing, because I do think they sound a little thinner. But then again, I do think that even like Hyperglides, when people break in Hyperglides from Cherry, those sound stupid thin as well. I don't like the Hyperglides broken in. I bet it's not a sub-brand of KTT just because why would they do that / hide that? Yeah, because if KTT just made great loot, I mean they make great switches. They didn't really have like a bad rep or anything, you know, bad rap rather. Oh well, cool though I guess. Alex, do you think that the Macchiato would sound good on an Envoy? Yeah, I think Macchiato switches are one of the HMX switch best switch, to be honest. They're a pretty deep sounding switch too, so. And during this time, I just convinced myself to not buy another keyboard that I definitely don't need. Oh, it's always tough to do that. KTT switch, they do make a lot of switches. It's just, I'm gonna be honest, just kind of like HMX, they all sort of sound and feel very similar, so it's tough. It's tough to kind of rate those, you know? KVD fans Taco and Taco Pad seem dope. Oh yeah, they're funny. They're fun little boards there. I'm glad they went the route of removing the, I don't know, that graphic on the back of the weight. I didn't really like it personally. The Kanglan V2s and the EVA switches are deep sounding HMX. I've tried the Kanglans. I have not tried the EVA switches. Also, those other ones I took a look at the other day were pretty deep sounding too. Oh, also, came to my attention recently too. Way off topic, but while I remember. Some people have been buying Loctite grease. And I don't know if this is like a new thing, but I did look it up, and it seems like because... Here, let me show you guys. Let me explain. So this is the part number I buy, 37535. And this was just always like the default purchase, like the default thing on Amazon. And I guess now Amazon / Loctite, I don't know what's happening, but basically their other part numbers are being pushed forward on the buy list, but they all say dielectric tune-up grease. I don't know if some people are having issues with other part numbers, but some people are saying it's a little thinner and it might be used for different things. This is the part number I use. I'm also experimenting right now with different Permatex part numbers because I didn't realize how many different part numbers of dielectric grease they have. And I don't know if like formulas vary per part number. I'm assuming they do. So this is the one that I use, and I've had zero problems with this part number. Again, I am experimenting with Permatex because this part number, I don't know why it's so hard to get. Definitely want to make sure the label says dielectric. A lot of them do, Geo, but it's actually it's weird. Like all the packages seem the same, but then you have to kind of go to the product description, and some will say for like, I don't know, X thing or Y thing, and I guess maybe that's where some of the formulas vary. So I'm on the Stabies or TX with 206. 206 is good too. I mean, XHGBDZ is good too, it's still a little messy. Did I tell you the story behind that, Geo? Did I ever tell you the story about someone who bought Loctite? And they were trying to do everything really quick and they ended up buying something. So story goes basically was I had a client message me and they just needed me to take apart their board. And we ended up talking and they're like, dude, I made a big mistake. He's like, well, you know, a lot of people talk about dielectric grease. He's like, you talk about Loctite. So I just went and picked up Loctite off Amazon. So he went to go buy Loctite and he just purchased the first thing that he saw. He wasn't paying attention. And he picked up Thread Locker. And if you guys don't know what Thread Locker is, it's basically for screws and stuff. It's to make things like not move around, basically. It's like a glue. And yeah, he thread lockered all of his all of his stabilizers together. Yeah. And then I had to desolder everything for him and take out the stabs. It was funny, but also a little sad. So it was a funny overall situation. He was laughing about it, as did I, because it's funny. Anyways, without luck, he had bought the red one. I don't remember what it was, which one it was. It was a while ago. Did you enjoy your day off yesterday? I ended up doing switch looping for like 5 or 6 hours yesterday, Cass. So it wasn't much of a day off. I'll tell you that much. Do you have sad music on demand? I do. It's baked into this scene. So it's kind of on demand, I guess. The blue one can not be on. Well, actually, we had to throw out his stabs. We completely had to throw them out. So those stabs he had were garbage. I need sad music on demand in real life. Same though. Post office story scene. Luckily, there's not many post office stories. It used to be so bad, man. Like, the place I used to go to had a lot of people coming in trying to just be like... I feel like a lot of the stories I didn't tell you guys were people sort of just getting mad and yelling at people because they just didn't want to pay fees. Like, I remember even... Actually, somewhat recently, there was a different post office I went into because they accidentally shipped one of my packages there. And there was like someone screaming and yelling because they felt like the price to ship was unfair. And they were just like, whatever, you can have that problem. You can have that opinion, sure. But they were screaming and yelling at the employee like they could do something. And I'm just like, man, that is crazy. Hi, I was scrolling on Twitch and found your channel while searching for someone who was doing some keyboard work. Actually, I want to buy a new mechanical keyboard. It's under 50. Which one should I get? So, under 50 bucks right now, Rock. I don't know of any, to be completely honest with you. Most of the stuff you'll probably be looking at will be on Amazon or I don't know if some of the more major brands make that price point. It's going to be a little tougher to get. I don't have any great recommendations. Maybe going with something like a GK61 or whatever that series is. If I can give you an honest recommendation of, I don't mean to tell you what to do with your own money, but if you wanted to, well, okay, I was going to say something like the Transition Lite, but I mean, 50 bucks would only get him the shell of the case, right? I would suggest saving up a little bit more, Rocky. I know that's all your parents will allow you to buy, but maybe you talk to your parents, you sit them down and be like, hey, listen, I don't know if it's like you're going off something like a weekly allowance or a monthly allowance, or this is your own money. Maybe compromise, talk to them, be like, hey, how about in 4 months I don't get anything, and if you really want a nice keyboard, you kind of talk to them and be like, hey, can I spend $100 or like $150? Again, I don't mean to tell you what to do. I don't know your situation, but there's not a lot of great stuff that you can get, like everything included, for around 50. without having to go to Amazon. And I don't even know most of the stuff on Amazon, so it's not really my neck of the woods. That'd be my recommendation to you. I hope that makes sense. The GMK67 from AliExpress. I don't really know that too much. It's hard to make recommendations when I don't really know all the products too well, so. Believe it or not, I get these questions like more often lately about really, really cheap stuff, but I've tried to do some research and it's just not a lot. Like even some of the stuff you get on Amazon, like you end up spending a lot of money to customize your keyboard. Used boards, you could go something used, but I mean, used stuff too is kind of expensive. Yeah, it could also be that situation too. That's why I was like, I don't really know what situation it is, but I mean, like, hey, listen, your parents are gonna know what's best, what you're gonna do anyways, right? So, I've been window shopping on eBay a bit. You could go eBay. eBay's a good route. Thoughts on this? Ordered a Metal Geek Modern 97 in a group buy, but they never shared the tracking code. Ultimately ended up being returned to them. I've been in contact with them and they can send me another board, but I have to pay 50% of the price. Okay, if they didn't give you a tracking code, I would take that. Man, like that sounds sketch to me, bro. Like how are you going to order a product from them that's a keyboard and then they don't give you a tracking code? Like I understand it's definitely an option when shipping because that happens with me sometimes, but like there's no way to prove that they just didn't ship it out. Like I think that's really, really sketchy. I don't know. I don't know what I'd do in that situation. I need time to think on that one there. Do you manage to see the Northern Lights in Toronto? No, I didn't do anything. Cass, I was just at home. I went out, did like one or two quick little errands, and then I went straight home. I was really tired. Yesterday, I was not having it. Tough one, right? It's a difficult spot. It sounds sus to me, but I mean, like I don't know, man. Maybe I'm in the wrong there. Maybe I'm looking it through it at like a bit of a different scope here, but also Mel Geek is not a company that I fully trust. They've offered to do things with me and I've always turned them down. I've heard good stories about other people having great luck with them, but man, this board looks like it's compatible with screw-ins as well. It could be. So the way you can kind of tell, I mean, maybe not though. I wouldn't chance it. Maybe we can ask Eloquent. Sometimes what happens with this over here is you'll get like a little bit of an indent in the plate, which allows the plate to kind of squish upwards, but I don't see that same kind of indent where the backspace is. So it might still poke out here and be hard to kind of see. So I would still probably recommend clip-ins for this, but maybe we can confirm with Eloquent. That's something I didn't think to ask. And I guess we're gonna go with the marshmallow switches today. I'd ask for a refund or do a chargeback. Same. I don't trust that. This sounds weird. Little marshmallow switches. I haven't used these in it feels like forever, but I use a board often enough with them that still have them. Thanks for the advice. Anytime, Rocky. I probably wasn't very helpful. I apologize, but hopefully it sheds some light on some stuff. It's compatible with screw-ins, but we recommend clip-ins for this. Okay, so I listened to what Eloquent said. Zonus, thank you very much for the 39 months, dude. That's crazy. Thank you so much, bro. Thick Thought marshmallows? Yes. Was there a different variation of marshmallow switches that I'm not aware of? Actually, we're going to do this just so I don't damage my desk. Bundle with GMK also includes TX clip-ins. Very nice, actually. I mean, either way, if it was Cherry or TX, I wouldn't have been heartbroken, but very nice that it comes with TX. Are there crazy fires in BC again? Not that I know of. Too bad Thick Thought went on the Do Not Trust list. Was that because of, if I remember correctly, I don't feel like getting into drama. Honestly, like, I'm so over it with the keyboard hobby stuff, but I think it was just because they didn't pay people or didn't ship things that people paid for. I don't know. Honestly, I don't get how hard it is just to be like a decent person. And if you have problems, just own up to it with your business. It's crazy to me. I just got a notification in my area about poor air quality. I don't know, maybe we'll get that here then. Mad smoke from them. Fires in BC confirmed. It's literally yellow outside right now. Oh shit. Are you staying in today then, Gio? Just know that marshmallows were popular back then. Yeah, they were very popular. I actually had bought so many of these back in the day. Shady business as usual. Don't underestimate the corporate greed. Well, that's the problem. Greed of people. That's the big issue, right? Everyone's after a quick dollar. Actually, oh, maybe there isn't step caps on this. That's okay. I mean, not the biggest deal in the world. I guess that's mainly just for this row when you do ISO. I thought there was. It's okay. I'm not too butthurt by no hot swap step caps. Stupid stabs? Who makes those again? That's going to be the ones from Wuche, right? The orange cable, this one here is from Ordinary Labs. But if you want some other custom cables that aren't silicone and don't have this big fat connector on the front, I recommend space cables or dispatch cables. Those are the only other two that I've really had like experience with. Cables have always been a little bit weird in this hobby too. They've always attracted some questionable vendors, and luckily space and dispatch for the custom side of things have been very awesome. Production support steps. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Eloquent. Do you think the SW night stabs are better than TX? Oh, baby. Okay, my short answer to this is no. But yes. It's a complex maybe answer. The truth of the matter with any of these stabs, there's only one exception to this rule, which is, actually we'll say 1.5 exceptions, which is the original Gloria stabs, which they don't even make anymore. And I would even say to some degree the QMX stabs. All stabs, if you know how to lube them and you understand that there's a certain way you kind of have to go about each one, you're going to get great results. I've tried them all. There's not one stab in which I can say, other than from a financial standpoint, like a monetary standpoint, there's none that I would say truly are better, unless you count clip-ins being a little bit more diverse for keyboards. There are some issues that certain ones have, like TX stabs still, and Stabies a little bit more with tighter plates and just tolerances. So you can count those towards being objectively bad. But listen, I truly don't think that you're going to get SW night stabs and be like, holy shit, I now understand stabilizers. You could still have those rattle. Now, to go in a little bit more detail, I do think they're a lot... I would say they're on the same level of Stabies on how easy they are to mod, just without the issues that come with Stabies. And without the big price tag that come with Stabies. Overall, if again, my honest opinion, I have no ties to Cherry saying this, just so everyone understands. I still think picking up Cherry clip-ins at a discounted price is the way to go.
Hello, Alexotos Woo.
Hey, dude. Thank you so much, Mark. I appreciate the tier 1. Thank you for 28 months. I think Cherry clip-ins are still the way to go. They're the best price point out there. You know, you can find them on certain websites for next to nothing, I feel like sometimes. So, yeah. And again, if you guys feel more comfortable getting a stabilizer that needs less work for modding, because the SW Night Stabs truly need less work, get the SW. I mean, like, I see a lot of people always tell me too that, like, you know, you're going to spend $500 on a keyboard, then only want to spend $10 for stabs. Get whatever's comfortable for you. I will say again, night stabs, very easy to mod. But, you know, if you're building a keyboard and you don't really give a shit about your stabs to the point where it's just like you just want something that's cheap and going to work, then just get the Cherry ones, you know? It's the East Coast Keyboard Mafia connection to Cherry. Can I get you? God damn. What's up, Dragon, by the way? I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing, man? Now imagine a Cherry stab that doesn't need to be clipped. I mean, the clipping, I feel like it's just part of the experience with the Cherry stabs at this point. Those maze stabs from Bolsa to try out. They're $12 for a set. I haven't tried those either. There's been a lot of stabs that have popped up recently, huh? I did see the Norbauer stab thing. I think it's really cool. Not something that I don't think the everyday keyboard user will probably pick up. The WS 3.1s, I don't think they're super trash. Like I think they're on a little bit more of like a trickier side to kind of mod correctly. I just don't think the price of those are worth like as well. They don't translate as well as some of the other stabilizers. Honestly, one of the other great things, like I know you guys, sometimes people hate when I talk about mode. I think mode's doing great, but mode stabs, basically the same as Duroc, and they're a pretty decent price point as well right now. So mode stabs are pretty nice too. Let's tune up our stabs here a little bit. Although I think I'm running out of 205. What's the timeline for Chroma? Hold on, I'll pull up the sheet again. I don't remember all that stuff off the top of my head. Give me one moment while I do this stuff here. You know, I got shit for that in one of my videos one time where I was looking at a document and someone said that I should be more prepared and have like everything memorized. People don't realize that YouTube videos, they can read off a script. And I don't have that luxury of reading off a script sometimes. Yeah, keyboards, let's go. What's up, Dane? How you doing, man? But you had the doc there most, what more do they want? Yeah, exactly. It brings money to the hobby. Which one? People get upset about mode are surprising me. They're literally expanding the footprint of the hobby with more affordable mid-price offerings. Yeah, oh man, someone was having this discussion with me and I don't know, I just vowed to opt out. It wasn't like disrespectful at all, but like there was like a conversation someone brought up and then it kind of went into like a private message thing where someone was bringing me points of basically... Oh, and Eloquent said after about 3 months of the pre-order. So May 15th. On May 15th will be the pre-order. So 3 months after. Someone brought up this whole thing where they just basically said that like their core argument was expensive keyboards are dumb and shouldn't exist, basically. And how it's a dumb model. And I was like, okay, that's fair that you can say you can have your opinion on that. And I responded back in the YouTube comment basically just saying that, you know, but we also got to be aware that certain, like, I think there needs to be more of an openness when it comes to, like, designs. Like, for example, this keyboard. Maybe you don't like this keyboard. Maybe this design doesn't speak to you at all. Maybe you think it's too simple. I don't know. But if the designer says that, hey, for my time and all of my time spent doing all this stuff and all these other hidden costs, if they tell me it's $500, fine, I respect that. I'm not going to buy it. But maybe if it doesn't speak to me and they want, like that designer wants to charge whatever, fine, sure. Even if the keyboard was a tofu and they wanted to say like, hey, my time, I'm valuing my time at this. You're allowed to do that. And sure, everyone's allowed to criticize you for it. But like, yeah, there's someone basically ended up DMing me on, they kind of screenshotted the conversation, brought it to my Discord, and they were talking to me about this. And they basically said it's a conversation that I'm getting incorrect. How basically, and this is what I don't understand about this conversation. And again, I just vowed to not respond anymore. They're basically saying that if a brand like QK can afford to do $160 boards, it must mean that, you know, long story short, they're talking about someone who's running like thousands of boards versus someone who's running 50 to 100. And I'm just like, man, like that's not the same conversation. And on top of that too, some people do feel better when they know that a designer is getting paid, or just even the person running it are getting paid fair wages and stuff like that. But it was just this long-winded conversation about just how like labor and what people value as their artwork shouldn't be part of the conversation. And it always boils down, I've noticed the keyboard hobbies like this. It always boils down to this stupid, ridiculous conversation about raw cost of material. And it's such a dumb conversation to have because that's not how the world works. You can't just buy shit for the price of raw material. There's going to be labor costs and overhead with everything. And it's just like, man, when they started bringing up like raw material and like their little Discord, like 15 paragraph thing to me, I'm just like, okay, we've had enough of this conversation. Because even that varies per person, you know? Every time someone brings up the raw cost without mentioning labor, machine time, yeah, exactly. They don't understand logistics, yeah. Was it an actual point? Yeah, I mean, I can maybe read it to you guys later. I just don't feel like giving that person, I guess, the limelight in terms of like reading their whole conversation. But basically, it was raw cost was a big part of their conversation. They DM'd me. And I'm just like, God damn, dude. Like, you can't argue with someone who doesn't want to understand that the world doesn't operate off raw cost. But I do think that the particular person also has this ideology in which you should be making bare minimum in these types of hobbies, like just enough to like, you know, get bread on the table and then that's it. Like, I think their ideology, from what I understood from their conversation, was there shouldn't be like a need to profit off this. And I'm just like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, how do you grow as a business? Like, anyways, long conversation. I don't think they came at it from the right type of attitude, because at the end of the day, like I've always mentioned, these are luxury goods and no one's forcing you to buy them. You can buy a Dell keyboard for $15 whole, probably less, or even just get one thrifted at less than that, and it does the same function. I think hobbies should be, you know, enjoyed regardless of anything. And the great thing about the keyboard world is just price points for everybody right now. It's never been better and more accessible, and it only gets more accessible to have fun with keyboards. So to kind of chalk it up to, I don't think there should be a market for people who want to do like low batch things. And even if you hate their design or hate that designer, like, it's still someone doing whatever they want to do. Just don't buy it from them. If that ultimately ends up failing for them, they're just not going to do it again, you know? You don't need to sit there and just be like, you don't need to be like a jackass to people at the same time. How much goes into the background? So many hidden costs that have to go into the finished product in your hand. Yeah, exactly. You know, there's a lot. We can sit here forever and kind of go through it, but it's a balancing act. I do think there are some companies and brands that overreach at their price points. Totally. Dynamite. I 100% agree. But the best way to kind of target those, like if every company was overreaching, yes. But it's not, right? And the best thing is you just don't support who you feel like is overreaching, right? But at the end of the day, I feel like that kind of ideology works better for necessities, you know? In a luxury hobby, in a luxury space where you're kind of just, you know, at the end of the day, like, let's be real. There's not a lot of like technological advancements. At the end of the day, like, this isn't like the keyboard's not more, you know, efficient using electricity and stuff, for example. Like, it's not like a car where you can pay for like, you know, more gas efficiency, or you're paying for a design with a PCB and some switches that you enjoy using. It's still, at the end of the day, it types, you know, it's a tool. And if you like the way it looks and you have the money to do so, then just enjoy. Like, it's a really odd conversation to have, I think, too. All right, let's put this in. Not a super difficult. Oh, actually, no. I do want to actually switch this out for the other. I think the brass would look nicer on this. But not a super difficult board to build, huh? Very, very easy. Where'd I put my screwdriver? Oh, literally here. People love to moan. 65 stream streak. Oh my god, it's the longest I've ever had on this channel. Wait, really, Fried? Holy shit. The back weight is really nice. They did a really good job. The machining on this is super awesome. The design of this is great. I mean, you can tell a lot of thought went into how this all works. And I like the fact that the accent's on the front opposed to the back of the keyboard. It lets you look at it while you're typing. Very, very cool. All right, let's open this guy up. So we're gonna just switch it for the brass. I think this is the copper. I really don't think the copper and yellow go well together. Looks at your fingertips after being in the pool for a few hours. Oh, wrinkly? Yeah, I know. Love the design except for the front accent. Really? I like the front accent. Holy high-vis vibes. Yeah, this is like the perfect high-vis case. Although I think high-vis might be a little bit more green. Keep in mind, I haven't seen high-vis like what the samples look like for high-vis, or I don't know if they've done color matching for it yet, but yeah, I actually really like the front accent. Honestly, good on Eloquent here. I think this keyboard looks great. So we'll just flip this over, and this just falls right out. And it's a decently thick piece as well. So for 180 bucks, because that's what the base model costs, right? Should be pretty nice. Now, I'm not too sure if this yellow would be... I think this would be. I don't know if Eloquent's still in chat. Is this considered one of the Cerakote units? I'm assuming so, right? Because the Cerakote units are a little bit more expensive. But they're actually going to do some pretty fun Cerakote stuff. So if you guys were interested in that, I think there's going to be something for everyone there when it comes to the Cerakote models. Mug, thank you so much for the Prime, man. I appreciate that, bro. It means a lot. Put Yolch on it. You guys have been crushing it with your design. I love the graphite and block. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen, obviously this is very hard to kind of like talk about while I'm building this. Check out on their website. They kind of have, like, if you type an exclamation point build and just click that link that's in there, they do have a lot of fun Cerakotes that I think a lot of people will enjoy. Again, the Cerakote model does cost a little bit more, but I mean, they've kind of nailed it, right? They have some really fun designs. They have some basic stuff too, so it doesn't, you know, knock prices out of the water for everyone. And then they also have wireless, which is something you don't always see in some of the more designer, I don't even know how to put this, but like designer budget stuff. Usually see those by like the bigger brands. Oh, this looks so much better with the brass. So this is called Sun Glow. Oh, fun. Yeah, they're crushing it. Also, I have to say, I like Eloquent's website a lot. I don't know why, it just speaks to me. Good morning. What a nice way to start the day. What's up, Alaska? How you doing, man? I didn't even notice that their nicer boards are lacking wireless. Or about nicer boards lack wireless. Yeah, I mean, like, it's interesting, right? And again, this is definitely a little bit more designer, if you want to call it that. But I feel like every keyboard has a design to it, so it's hard to say one isn't and one is. This looks so much better with brass. Agree or no? Listen, I think we are going to maybe use Night Runner. But for anyone who's going to say Greg, please. So again, this is a prototype unit. I am going to still state this just for the sake of being transparent. There is obviously some scratches and stuff. They let us know ahead of time there would be, and then they even said in chat. There is some bubbles with the Cerakote. I'm assuming that'll be all ironed out for the production run of this. So just so you guys are aware. Still, otherwise, I think it's mostly on the internals. There's like one on the external here that I can see. One little small little bubble, but hoping we're still in cooldown. Yeah, we are still in cooldown. Here's the board again from the side view. And that's what the bottom of the board looks like. All right, I'm gonna get some, what's it called? Keycaps. I'm guessing Night Runner. How many subs for Greg? How many should I say? Astro, thank you so much for your one. Morning, handsome.
Yellow board today.
Oh God,
thank God Greg is still in the grave.
100 subs for Greg. There you go. First person, we'll just go based off that. Night Runner. Okay, give me a moment to find Night Runner. 500? That's not enough. There you go. 500. There you go. You got Toxic. Which one's Toxic? GMK Toxic. Is that a green one? I don't even remember what that set was. Me? You're toxic. Well, let me find Night Runner. Give me one moment. I'm not sure if I still have that in the case. That's redacted. Oh, here's it. I don't know if I have this on a keyboard. I don't know if it's in the box. It might be on a board. Oh no, it's in the box. Okay, cool. Night Runner it is. Although it might be the wrong type of yellow, but we'll still use it. I just won't use accents. Hear me out, Wob. Wob would be great. All right, do you guys want this still? It's not the right type of yellow. If we don't use the accents though, like I think it should be fine. Just Greg. I don't want to use Greg, please. Yeah, this is very much a highlighter yellow. Well, this is a much warmer yellow in comparison. I don't think high-vis will match like I said, I think high-vis is a little bit more like this. Good without accents? Please stop with Greg. Polybius without accents? We could, I mean, I think without accents it'll still look great. So I'm down to still use this without accents. Here, we'll do a poll. Yeah, I think Wob would be my choice and really let the case speak in this. So let's do keycaps. We'll do Wob or Night Runner. No accents. Oh, why did I just switch to this? Hold on, one sec, guys. I'll change off. Hold on, wait. I don't know why it went to this. Okay, you guys pick. You guys pick right now. You spelled Greg wrong. I don't want to do Greg, man. It's an emotional decision, that is why. Where's Greg? Oh, fuck me. Do you have everything unopened? I have one set that's unopened, but it's a duplicate set. I bought it as a backup. It's a set I really like. Well, it's an alternative, but I'm using it as a backup. It's one of the Metropolis sets. Greg became the new Mizu. True, actually. Nobody asks for Mizu anymore. Kind of glad about that too. Let's put this in the case. Lux might work. That might be a fun one. I think Night Runner will still be kind of fun for this though. That just goes in no problem. Very nice. Oh, you know why they probably have the holes in the bottom, by the way? It's not so much to take out the weight. It's that if you want to take this out and you're struggling to take the assembly out, you take the weight off first and poke your finger through the back and kind of push it out. That's most likely why they have that hole in the bottom. I didn't put two and two together there. Metropolis Midnight is very nice. Retrowave would be really nice with the accent, vibrant everything. Oh, true. That actually would be pretty crazy set. GMK dots. I think we still go with this. This might be a fun thing to use today. Let's see. Seems like this is winning anyways. Fluorescent keycap sets. I still think this works. Yeah, this will still work, guys. Again, it's not the right yellow, but that's fine. Obviously, this is a more warm yellow, and this is a lot more green. Has that neon vibe to it, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Just have fun with your keyboards. Not everything needs to be super serious. The YouTube comments might not like this one yet. That might be that one guy. That one guy who he needed to let me know he's never watching my channel again because I can't pair colors well. Legit looks like you had some fun with highlighters at GMK Factory. Yeah, kinda. I am that one guy. Oh my gosh. Remember when Alex had fun with his green unicorn plus retrowave and everyone hated it? I lament that day. That one guy said you can't do finance. I think that had to be the most out there take I've ever seen in my entire life on my channel. That probably had to be the worst out there take too. If you guys aren't aware, someone basically commented that, here, let me tell you guys. Someone basically commented on our channel one time, said that, that he understands, like he doesn't understand why people do all these small keyboards and how basically only poor people buy small keyboards because they can't, like they're obviously not smart enough to basically use numpads, and they're not making money, so only poor people buy anything without a numpad. That was his take, and it was the most ignorant, out there take I've ever seen in my entire life. Yeah, exactly, Lance. I know. Say what? It was That's what he said. It was like word for word. It was just like, oh yeah, poor people. Yeah, they can't, obviously they don't use numpads because they're poor. They don't ever need to deal with numbers. As a finance guy, I'm just like, oh my god, bro, that is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my entire life. I posted it in Discord a while ago, but it was the dumbest thing I've ever read. Seems like rage bait. Maybe, but I think we just collectively laughed at it. I don't think anyone actually even responded to the guy. We took a screenshot and we're just like, what the hell did we just read? Dedicated numpads are too hard. I mean, obviously they're just kind of big for my desk too. I don't really use big keyboards much. 75 is the biggest that I'll probably use. Just because I work a lot on my desk and I move my keyboards around personally. So everyone's a little different too, right? What else do I need for this? Don't know why I had this upside down the entire time. Unfortunately, I realized that that most of the time people are actually that dumb. Yeah, sometimes people tell me it's like rage bait and stuff, and I'm just like, man, I don't know. I really think this person means business when they're saying shit like that. Like, I think they're being dead serious. I've been trying so many layouts, but it's nice to be back on TKL/Winkeyless again. We always come back to classical favorites that we kind of align ourselves with. Have you tried the new 62.5 gram Zinhais? There's new Zinhais? I can't say that I've tried those. I work in retail. People are really that dumb. You know, luckily I've never had I've had ignorant customers. I think the weirdest retail experience I've ever had. Like, there were some weird ones. Actually, this is the second weirdest one. Was one time I was working and I was just doing my job and someone asked for help, so I went to go help them. And I was wearing short sleeves and I have tattoos on one arm. And I don't think I have a crap ton. Like, it's just some, like, it's still kind of patchy everywhere. Like, I don't got any on my... And the person was so annoyed that... And they're a little older too, and I don't know. I tried not to make a big deal about it, but they actually went, they're like, oh, can you... And they were scratching at my skin, like, take that off, come on. And they were doing this with my skin, and I'm just like, what is going on right now? That was the weirdest experience I've ever had. And I just completely backed away, and I was like, I'm not helping you anymore. It was pretty weird. Just take off your tattoos. Physical harassment is crazy. Yeah, I just thought maybe, this person probably having a bad day. I don't want to get involved. Fuck it. Let's just walk away from this. Sounds like a self to me. Probably was, but it's okay. And then I remember there was another guy who was losing his mind when I worked at Best Buy. He was losing his mind. He really wanted to open up an alarm clock to see how it worked. And it was like a younger guy. And, he was yelling at one of the girls there, and then I kind of stepped in because I was like the oldest person working there at the time. I was like, let me step in and see what this guy's yelling about. And I was just a sales associate. I wasn't like a manager or anything, but it's like, hey, how can I help you? And the guy's like, I want to see how this alarm clock works. I was like, well, it's sealed in a box. If I open it, suddenly it's open. It's an open box. So he opened it for him because he was throwing a huge fit. And we opened it. He played around with it. He's like, yeah, this is pretty easy to use. I'll come back another day and get it. I'm just like, oh my God. Just one of those moments where it's like, God damn, dude. This is all this for what, Maybe mental, I don't know. When I was working retail, I tried to be really nice to everyone, even the people that were like throwing fits and stuff, just because I don't know their situation. I don't know if they're just having like a bad day, but obviously you don't want no one to treat you badly when that's happening, but fuck, sometimes it was just too much. We need one more code. Where is it? Use this escape. Come back when it's open box. Yeah, it was a scam the entire time. Dude, you know what actually working at Best Buy, the biggest scam stuff, the amount of people that would come in and steal routers was crazy. That was like the most thieved item. And I'm just like, who is buying all these routers? Because we didn't even sell a lot of routers. And then, I guess because maybe they're reselling them at lower prices. And then the other thing people would do was they would, when printers would go on sale, there would always be like a few guys who would come in, bring all their family members, because you can only bring like one or two people. You can only buy one or two. And then they would buy us out of cheap printers and they would flip them on Facebook Marketplace. And it sucked because a lot of parents would come in and they want a printer for their kids or something, and then we couldn't give them these like, $30 printers. But it was cheap printers and routers, the most targeted for like people abusing that kind of stuff. Am I missing a keycap here? I feel like I might be missing a keycap here, unfortunately. Hold on one sec, guys. Oh, no, it's right here. God damn, I'm blind. And there's the code. People are weird, dude? Yeah, super strange. I got you with the hydrate. Hackerman, I need these routers. All right. I actually don't mind it with this yellow. I feel like visually it kind of tricks your brain into thinking the yellows are the same. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. Maybe if you look at it really close. But I kind of feel like it's tricking my brain right now to thinking it's all the same type of yellow. Because again, this is more dominant than this. It's close enough, yeah. I think this was a good call. Aluminum plate. We got an O-ring. No foam, no nothing. This is the Chroma by Eloquent. We're using marshmallow switches that I lubed and filmed. I left the stock spring because that's why you'd buy marshmallows, is that beautiful stock spring. We're using the brass accent on this. I think this looks fantastic. It's a very nice looking keyboard. And, ooh. It's actually a very quick build, just to quickly note that as well. It only took us a few minutes. I mean, mind you, we didn't have to solder or anything, so this is probably why this is a little bit quicker. I do want to just tune up the spacebar a little bit more. I might swap the marshmallow spacebar. What are the switches? Marshmallows. One sec as I swap it a little bit. Yeah, I think we need to brighten up the spacebar just a smidge too. One sec. I feel like I didn't tune this all too great. And then I'm actually going to switch the spacebar as well, because I feel like I want something just a smidge louder. By the way, guys, this is not like... you can totally switch things. Switching things is fun to do on keyboards. Much nicer. I mean, it sounds great. No, the yellows don't clash too much. Like they're not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Bye, Saran. Have a good night. Do they have a front height listed? I don't know, but let's measure it. Overall, I mean, it sounds good. Like, hold on before we measure it. Mods all sound fantastic. It's consistent. I mean, that's what I'm expecting from O-ring builds, is consistency, and you're getting that. So, very nice sounding. Front height, let's measure that really quick. Does this stay up? Will it stay up? I guess not. Let's see. What is our front height? I'm not going to measure with keycaps. 19 and a half, I'd say. 19-ish, 19 and a half. So just under where I think is the most comfortable. Ooh, I like it a lot just on the desk too. I like the springs of the marshmallow. I might actually play around to see if I can get the marshmallow to sound a little brighter on the spacebar because I like the spring in it a lot. I feel like the Ori is not a great comparison, but we'll try with the Ori as well. The Ori, very different switches I'm using here. Okay, cable, please. Just stay in one spot, for the love of God. O-rings all very, very much sound bright and vibrant. Like, and then we're gonna switch it up. My only corn that has key, like I have two corns. The one that has keycaps right now is also using a plateless build. I don't feel like we should, it sounds weird using a plateless build. We're using some like weird build. It's probably not the best comparison. I'm gonna skip the corns right here. It's probably not the best thing to compare to. And the other one doesn't have keycaps on it. And I think actually I don't even have the PCB assembly in it right now. So unfortunately, I don't think I can show you guys anything. Tell your corn I said hi. I mean, if you want, here, I'll still show you guys what it sounds like, but it's just not going to be a good comparison. Yeah, this is the only one I have keycaps on. It's going to sound so different. And again, I really don't think this is a great comparison to do. It's so deep sounding, it does not sound like an O-ring build to me. It's really nice, but just very different. Also, I need to fix this one switch still. This was a bit of a weird build board to kind of solder together, so. Do you have any preferred switches for spacebars? I mean, a lot of stuff works. It really depends on the keyboard itself. It really depends. I tend to also really like Gateron Milky Yellows, which actually I kind of want to try in this Eloquent board, the Chroma. Milky Yellows, Curry switches are also a very good switch to use. These two have become two of my favorites, alongside just cherry switches. But I tend to go Curry switches when something's too overly bright. And if I want something a little bit more neutral in the middle, where it still has a nice punch, I tend to go with the lubed and filmed Milky Yellow. And then Nixies are great if you want something super sharp. And you know what? Like the Milky Yellow might be a great fit for this. Almost kind of sounds like that spacebar now. A little bit more in the middle. So maybe the Milky Yellow is the best fit. And then this, like I said, this switch here is fantastic for those boards that you really just kind of want to get something like super, super deep. I don't know if this will fit this board here, but we'll see. We shall see. Oops. Let's see. Does the Curry switch work on this? I am not sure. Actually, the Curry switch not that bad in here. Ah, no, it's kind of too deep for this board. Yeah, I have to tune the spacebar just a smidge. I'll do it after stream. I need to just kind of fix it up a little bit, but that's on me. That's not the board itself. Seems like this side, I need to adjust the amount of lubricant I put in there. It's so quiet, yeah. Do you happen to have a favorite Gateron switch? Cream sodas or Milky Yellows, truth be told. Did I put not enough lube in that or too much? We'll see. Or it just needs to settle a little bit lube-wise. Maybe the cherry switch is my favorite here, but I mean, it sounds nice and bright. Yeah, I need to tune this side of the spacebar smidge. See that? It's okay. I'll do that afterwards. Nixie's a great spacebar. And the alphas sound very consistent as well. Yeah, I like this. I mean, dude, for 180 for something with... I mean, if this was just a plain rectangle, I'd be like, yeah, there's a lot of options like this. But if you kind of want that fun weight on the bottom here, and it does take up the majority of the bottom here, and you get that cool little front accent, so again, you can kind of have some fun with this. And they're offering some crazy finishes. It's nice. You know, like it's a nice little pickup. It's a decent front height. You know, if my measurement's correct here without the keycaps, this is still about 19 and a half. I think that's a good front height to have for this board. If it was a little higher, it'd be a little harder to recommend because I personally think it's just very uncomfortable to have very high front heights for boards. Side profile on the board is pretty basic. You're going to get your standard box on wedge. So if you're a side profile enjoyer, this might not do anything for you. But like I said, this is one of those boards where the bottom has a very, very well done weight. Looks great. Definitely breaks up the sound nice. And some awesome finishes. All for a pretty decent price point too. Yeah, it also does have the front accent, which really breaks up the way you look at this too. And you can probably have some fun doing stuff to this. Imagine patina done to this front accent. And you get to look at it, which is awesome because you can see it from looking at it from the front here. You would get to see whatever weight you patina to. Very fun. Very, very fun. Eloquent, I think you guys did an amazing, amazing job. I have to admit. The only thing, and again, I'll just mention it for the sake of talking about what I see right here. The only small thing would be, obviously, they did say this, and I say small because they already said that this is not going to be an issue. The coating is not 100% on this unit. It's obviously a production, or not a production unit. It's a prototype. We'll see for the production, but very, very awesome. Very, very cool. Definitely a winner. Yeah, and if you guys wanted to see, this is the copper as well. Copper didn't really work well with this color at all. In case you guys wanted to match copper with this patina might look really cool, but I don't think copper and yellow go very well together. I think they clash a little bit. The weight machining is crazy. Yeah, I mean, that was one of the things we brought up at the beginning as well. I mean, at $179 price point, you know, you're getting a crazy... I mean, look at that. That's pretty fucking awesome. Right? Look at that. Remember, it does start at $179. So there are other options that are going to make this more expensive, like the wireless PCB, the different Cerakote options. So this particular version wouldn't be $179. You probably have to go something standard. But if you wanted something fun with Cerakote, you'd obviously pay the premium there. Yellow might not be my taste, but the design is board is sweet. Yeah. I'm surprised they actually sent us the yellow to take a look at. I feel like this is the boldest color you can probably do, you know? It definitely stands out, but definitely very, very bold. With all the 60% you picked up, which is the heaviest 60? Maybe the Ori? I'm not too sure, actually. I don't know what the heaviest one I've seen is. Would make for a good photo, yeah. I've been wanting a yellow board, to be honest. Maybe this is it. I think I wish they would release a fluorescent pink Chroma, taking advantage of the strangeness of his color. Could you potentially... I wonder if they would open an option so you can do custom color requests. This is a yellow young girls like to paint their nails. Really? I feel like maybe my screen is making this too... Like, I don't know. It is pretty damn... Like... It's not like a green. This has a little bit more warmth. For comparison, this is Night Runner, and this is more green. This is like a highlighter. This has warmth to it. So I think this is a very good way to compare this particular color. Oh, please don't fall, cable. I'm asking you politely. I'm gonna plug you in, hold on. Here. Yuri reviewed the green? Yeah, I would look at Yuri's then. So you can see this is way more warm than this is. You know? Yeah, I also have a very neutral table where this kind of sticks out like a sore thumb, but... Yeah, the paint splatter versions are cool. I mean, Eloquent, I don't know. There's not really much to critique on this. They did an amazing job. Like, again, it's a simple design. It's a one-piece design case. You got an accent and a weight, which I think they killed it with. I like the hardware being visible. Totally preference-based, though. I think they killed it with this. There's nothing really to criticize here at all. They did a really great job. I like the fact that this is going to be a long-term project. It's planning to be in stock after the pre-order phase is done. It's awesome, dude. Any thoughts on the Class 0413 in its final form? I would have to look at what changes they made. Is this more like a Serica color? Yeah, I would say this is probably closer to Serica. This particular yellow, yeah. Does good stuff. They did a great job at the GMK block too. Hell yeah, dude. When does it come out? May 15th is when I believe the start date for the pre-order, and they did say about 3 months for production. And then after that should just be like like they said in their notes to me, they said this is supposed to be a long-term in-stock product. So this should receive another benefit, you know, and people don't really think about this sometimes, right? This should receive long-term support too. So if something were to go wrong with your unit, they're going to be doing this hopefully for a while, which is awesome, right? And then it's an O-ring mounted board too, so it's not like this is going to be a non-popular kind of mounting style, which is probably going to be a bit more popular. It's summer and I have too many boards to save for it. Yeah, totally, dude. But if you guys did want the pre-order units, I don't know if there's any like specials you get for the pre-orders, but I'm assuming just to kind of lock yourself in with certain colors. So I hope Eloquent can get regional vendor support. That'd be really cool if there was some regional support for this. Also, that Chroma lime that I'm looking at on the website looks sick. That looks really cool. And then also, if you guys want certain colors, I do see there's a place to suggest colors. I don't know if that's something you guys would be interested in, though. Very cool, though. Very, very, very fun. For the price of a 60 tofu, not bad. For me, without taxes in Spain. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be different regionally where you get this, but for 180 USD to start, I think this is really good. Do you prefer the crush or this? If this came in a polycarbonate, this would be like top tier, you know? Because, I don't know, lately, personal preference, been a little bit into the polycarb. But this is also two different layouts. I'm always one to prefer my 60s. You guys see me use 60s a lot. So it's fun. We will enable a NA warehouse. Oh, that's awesome. So, okay. Should be cheaper shipping for people in the US. Eloquent, that is awesome. So Eloquent basically said, if you guys are listening, for the US, they will enable an NA warehouse so they can ship via USPS. Very, very good. But I think the Crush and this are both going to be excellent keyboards. I don't think there's a clear winner. If you want something with a little bit more of like, its own kind of flair, you're probably going to go with this. This has the prettier bottom, you can say, to the keyboard. I mean, the Crush doesn't really have that. It's made of polycarb, though, which is really cool. So we got in trouble because of Mexico. This time we really want to take care of the last mile for our customers. Oh, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say you guys got in trouble for that, Eloquent. That's more on them. That's not you guys. But I appreciate you guys going the extra step to I guess, cater to the NA market. That's awesome. Both are great boards. Can't really pick one or the other. If there were two 60s going head-to-head, sure, but they're two different layouts. This is a much more premium Bakoneko. If I gotta compare it to a Bakoneko, there's a lot more going on with this. However, to be very clear, the Bakoneko is the same type of mounting, still using O-rings. You're probably gonna get similar sound profiles and obviously a very close feeling to both boards. It really comes down to which one do you think is more your style when you're comparing it to the Bakoneko. So it's very much a style thing, Neon. All right, though, guys. I mean, the board turned out pretty good. I really liked it. I would actually, you know what I want to do? I might play around with some other keycaps when I'm done stream. I'm going to see how Serica ends up looking on this. One more sound test? Sure. We're probably not going to do Sunday picks today. I unfortunately have to do something after this. So I'm probably just going to delay that to tomorrow. It's very nice. The alphas are lovely. Spacebar is great on this. We tried a few different switches. Obviously, it depends on what alphas you kind of have for this board, but Mother's Day for everyone. Yes, it's gonna be Mother's Day today too. So if you guys have some of that stuff to do too, we have that. You know, well done, Eloquent. Yeah, very great job, Eloquent. Now Protagonist. Protagonist will be very, very soon. It's coming in. I just don't know when. I'm gonna have to literally do a last minute stream for that. I wish I can give you guys more of a heads up, but I have no idea. None. Aluminum plate today. With O-rings, I usually recommend aluminum plates. I just feel like the plastic plates on O-ring builds, sometimes they flop around and nothing sits completely correct. So I usually recommend aluminum. But obviously it's all preference. Don't forget that, guys. But yeah, thanks Eloquent for letting us take a look at this. This is an amazing little board today. Very, very easy to assemble. I don't know if you guys caught that as well. Very easy to assemble.
Yippee.
Seabass, thank you, dude. Very emotional to watch you build it. The entire team is here. Watch party. Oh, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, and again, small little note. If you guys didn't see, this was popping in some switches, stabilizers. You plug in a daughter board. Very awesome that it even has a daughter board on this. Great job there. Very, very simple to assemble. No photos today. It's Mother's Day today, guys. And I also have to do something right after stream. So we'll take care of that tomorrow. Honestly, I forgot that it was Mother's Day today. So I should have done Sunday photos on the Friday. We'll do it though. Go call your mom. Yeah, go call parents if you guys can right now. Are bad, but hot swap is a bit spicy. Yeah, hot swap with plastic plates are a bit dicey. So, all right, Seabass, thank you again for the tier 1, by the way. Guys, have a good rest of your day. Eloquent, thank you again for letting us take a look at this. If you guys want to pick this up, obviously there's going to be some NA support for this via Eloquent, so that's going to be fucking awesome. Take a look at their website for that. But thanks, guys. Let's go find someone to raid really quick. I'm going to plug in this board and use this board for the rest of the day. I don't even know who's streaming right now. Eloquent A+. Hell yeah. We can go raid Booth. She's doing a sonnet. Oh no, she's almost done. She's 4 hours in. Oh, everyone's almost done. Oh, you know what? Manic doesn't look like he's done. Alright, let's go raid Manic Geek. /raid. Paste. Is not done though? Yeah, he looks like he's halfway done. You guys have a great day. Enjoy the rest of everything. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll post the schedule probably in the morning. Because I need to change like 1 or 2 things and just verify some stuff. But thanks for being here, guys. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, everybody. See ya. Love you.